Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and welcome to my review of Doctor Who Series 4, Episode 10, Midnight. Oh boy, we got another classic one here, guys. Just like Science Library in the Forest of the Dead, we've got another classic. Well, classic new series. Wow. Absolutely wow. How on earth did they succeed with this one? I have a little confession to make here. I didn't used to be a big fan of this story. I didn't really used to really like it that much due to what was going on, but it's exactly those things I didn't used to like it for that I kind of like it now. I mean, yeah, there's a few nickels and stuff, but it's what makes the story work. So, yeah, but yeah, now I love it. It was sort of in the same boat as Genesis of the Daleks used to be, except further back, I think, because I still like Genesis of the Daleks quite a bit, and now I adore it. And same with this story. Well, I don't know if I adore it, but I certainly love it. So the Doctor and Donna are on Midnight, and they're at this leisure palace. Midnight is a planet that is in a system with an extonic sun, which means that you would burn up as soon as you got onto the surface. You can't actually touch the surface. So the Leisure Palace Company, Crusader Tours, had put this Leisure Palace down onto the surface, and then they started doing tours and stuff on the planet. Whilst Donna stays at the Leisure Palace to have a sunbathe, sort of more or less, the Doctor goes on one of their tours across the planet with a bunch of strangers. There's about 8 main characters in this story, including the Doctor and the hostess. So you've got 7 passengers, including the Doctor, plus the hostess, and they're going across the planet's surface to have a look at Sapphire Waterfall. But on the way, they have to take a detour due to a rock slide. So they're on their way, but the busting shuttle bus gets it breaks down for some reason. Actually, I don't think they say what breaks the bus down, and then some sort of creature, although physically impossible, somehow starts knocking on the outside, and somehow gets itself inside, slices off the cabin bits. So the driver and the mechanic are dead, although they managed to send a distress signal so that they should have help on the way. And then the entity, just call it the Midnight Entity because we don't know what it is. It takes possession of Mrs. Skye Silvestri, played by, I think it's Leslie Sharp. And she's the most scared of any of the passengers. There's quite a lot of great characters in this story, by the way. Skye is probably the least interesting of the characters, but the performance by Leslie Sharp is amazing before she's even possessed. But apparently she's a divorced woman to another woman, and Russell T Davies gets to have another gay joke in there. And meanwhile, we've also got Professor Hobbs, played by David Troughton, who played King Peladon in The Curse of Peladon, and is a son of Patrick Troughton, along with Michael Troughton, who's coming up later down the line in Last Christmas. He's joined by a second-year student of a university called Dee Dee, who he's having him join him for the summer holidays. There's this family of Biff and who's the mother? I can't remember the mother's name. And Jethro Van Kane. Yeah, the Van Kane family. I'll just call her the mother. I'll just call them the mother, the father, and the son. Actually, no, I remember 2 of their names. I can't remember the mother's. I'll just call her the Mrs. Van Kane. But they're there. They're just a normal family. And that's basically it. Plus the hostess, who doesn't actually have a name, but she's your regular hostess, I guess. Anyway, so they're actually quite nice people. Everybody is having a bit of fun, enjoying themselves. And then disaster strikes, and then these nice characters from earlier, are scared and thrown into a difficult situation when the Midnight Entity takes possession of Skye. And soon she starts repeating everybody, and soon eventually catching up to them, and in the Doctor's case, overtaking him. This, of course, terrifies everybody, and some people even start to resort to threatening to throw her out in the meantime, and it's all resorts to lots and 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 lots of shouting and screaming. Well, not so much scream, but shouty screaming, and everyone getting angry and scared. And that was sort of probably one of the reasons why I wasn't so keen of it to begin originally, because everybody was just getting a bit too scared and too shouty, and it was starting to get a bit too much. I mean, yeah, I can understand. It's understandable though. The characters are very frightened, and they don't want to be there. Anyway, throughout the story, the entity starts possessing the Doctor instead of Skye because he's got the cleverest mind and the best voice, and soon the tension wraps up even more and more as it starts to take possession of our main hero, and prevents him from using his greatest weapon, his mind, his voice. Him speaking. That's why he always talks, I guess, because it's his greatest weapon. But this time, there's no help, no Donna, and he can't use his own voice. And even with the other passengers, his voice was seemingly useless against them because they were just fighting back, and just creating the situation worse for themselves without realizing it. I do have to say, at the end, when they do try to throw the Doctor out, when Mrs. Van Kane is just screaming at them to throw him out, she doesn't actually help them. Mrs. Van Kane, if you want them to throw the Doctor or Skye out, just do it. Help them if you want. Don't just stand there and scream at them. If you're going to have a go at them to do it, then help them at the very least. Yeah, I think she's probably my least favourite character because she's too easily scared and just too easily changes sides. At least the other ones have some sort of thinkability about it. I do think the characters are all quite likeable, but when they do get all scared and all over the place and start arguing with each other, it does start to degrade them a little bit. Specifically at the end, when they do resort to murder or attempted murder, that is, yeah, I know, I can understand, guys, but it's still a little bit harsh. But the way it's handled is still really great and really well done. Execution is perfectly done, and the fact that it's only really in one set for the majority of the episode is really great. This is obviously the budget-saving episode of the series, well, apart from the visual effects of the exteriors, but set-wise, it's probably the budget-saving one due to being a last-minute replacement by Russell T Davies. Although I would also say The Doctor's Daughter is a bit of a budget-saving episode as it doesn't use that many special effects. So that's more of the special effects budget-saving episode, and this is the practical effects budget-saving episode of the series. And I think that's all handled really well. Direction is brilliant, acting is brilliant, and the characters, like I said, they're all really nice and really good. Sometimes they can be they could be a bit grating later on, and some of them can go a bit too far, and that's not even taking into attempted murder into account. But they're still likable characters for the most part, and you still want to see them all get out alive. And it's actually really the clever ones who actually work out the truth. Besides the Doctor, it's the clever ones who work out what's going on. And ultimately, it ends on a kind of a somber note as well. Sorry for any noise outside. But yeah, it's a really great episode. Despite my complaints, it's still masterfully put together, masterfully done, masterfully written, masterfully executed, masterfully performed, and just an outright masterpiece of a story. And my own personal niggles don't really get in the way of it being a successful execution story. So I'm going to give Midnight a 10 out of 10. Yeah, despite some personal feelings that even then it doesn't affect the entire quality of the entire story. It's still a pretty masterpiece episode put together really well in the writing and execution. This is the third episode in a row to do that, following Science in the Library and Forest of the Dead. And it's just absolutely marvellous, absolute masterpiece. It might be a bit tricky for some viewers to get into, but maybe if you give it a few more chances, it might be a better story to enjoy at a later date. Certainly, maybe when you're older, perhaps. It's certainly better when you're a bit older. Speaking of stories more aimed for people who are older, next time is Turn Left, which is a very grown-up orientated story that doesn't exclude the kids from watching it. It's still accessible for kids, but it's more adult aimed and themed in the next episode with what's happening. Before I end this review, I'd just like to quickly promote an upcoming, if it's not already out yet, video by my good friend Thomas Aidan James, who is a fellow member of the Whoniversals. He will be making a video about this story soon. I think it's supposed to be his next video at time of recording. He's definitely had it as an idea for a while. When it comes out, check it out, and I hope you enjoy it. And good luck in making it, Thomas, if you haven't already done it. And please support the Whoniversals. We do our best to do what we do. Please check out Thomas Aidan James' video on Midnight when it comes out on the Whoniversals YouTube channel. And I shall now hand you back over to myself to wrap up this review. And with that, we are now on the home stretch to the end of Series 4. Next time is Turn Left, and then after that, the series finale, The Stolen Earth, and Journey's End. I'll see you guys next time for Turn Left. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne Retro YouTube channel. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and welcome to my review of Doctor Who Series 4 Episode 10. The Doctor has gone on this, he's gone to see something on, so the Leisure Palace had dropped a Leisure Palace down. Stop fucking burping! Mrs. Silvestri is a great character, pretty great. Damn this itch! Just the fucking nerve. Damn it. But anyway, yeah, you're scared, but you actually do something to that. At least get some. At least do. But if you're gonna have a go at them for not doing it, or make them. Due to the fact, well, not really due to the visual effect, and like I did mention with some of them, they can go a bit too far, but without even going too far, even. And ultimately, it ends as a, it's still a really great. It's just my own. And I don't think so I will be giving Midnight, probably against my better judgment. Well, actually, maybe not. So I'll be giving Midnight maybe against my own better judgment, but you know, sometimes I'm without having to be too, without having to block the kid. And we're now on the home. And with that episode, we are now on the home. And with these episodes, we are now on the home stretch to end series. And then after that, the series finale. And then after that, one of my shorter reviews, Midnight review bonus thing. Before we wrap, so he's definitely had it in the works, or at least in the planning stages, or at least as an idea for a while. So when it comes, check it out, and hopefully. Okay, I will now hand you back to me to wrap up this review. So.